Hello everyone, and welcome back. Today, we're taking a journey through the sweet yet treacherous world of sugar. And to guide us through this exploration, we're turning to a book that has been both a revelation and a warning since its publication in 1975, Sugar Blues by William Dufty. Now, before we dive into the details, let me set the stage with a little personal anecdote from Dufty himself. Picture this: a young Dufty, a self-proclaimed hopeless square about sugar, attending a press conference in New York City. He finds himself sitting next to none other than the legendary actress Gloria Swanson, the epitome of grace and health. As the lunch is served, Dufty reaches for a sugar cube, only to be stopped in his tracks by Swanson's commanding whisper, "That stuff is poison." Her words, delivered with the intensity of a prophet, haunt him. She refuses the catered food, opting instead for her own piece of unsprayed fruit, and offers him a taste. It was, in his words, the best thing he had ever tasted. This encounter was a turning point for Dufty, sparking a journey of discovery that would lead him to uncover the dark side of sugar. And that's exactly where our story begins. Dufty takes us back to a time when sugar was a rare and expensive luxury, reserved for the elite. It was so precious that it was often used as currency or offered as a sacrifice. But as the sugar trade expanded, so did its consumption, particularly in Europe. The sugar boom brought with it a wave of slavery, as European powers raced to cultivate sugarcane in their colonies, fueled by the brutal transatlantic slave trade. Dufty doesn't shy away from the harsh realities of this history. He quotes British historian Noel Dear, who estimated that, of the approximately 20 million people from the African continent who were abducted and enslaved, around 2/3 of them were taken from their homes due to the sugar trade. This is a stark reminder that the sugar we consume today is steeped in a legacy of exploitation and suffering. But the story of sugar isn't just about its past. It's about its pervasive presence in our lives today. Dufty paints a picture of a world where sugar has become ubiquitous, hidden in everything from bread to salad dressings, from ketchup to canned fruits. He argues that this sugar-laden diet is a relatively recent development, one that has had profound effects on our health. He recounts his own experience with sugar addiction, describing it as a powerful force that gripped him from a young age. He recalls his childhood, where meals were a means to an end, a way to get to the sweet desserts that awaited him. This craving for sugar followed him into adulthood, leading to a host of health problems, from bleeding hemorrhoids to debilitating migraines. Dufty's personal story is just one example of what he calls the sugar blues, a term he uses to describe the physical and mental toll that sugar takes on our bodies. He argues that sugar is not just a source of empty calories. It's a potent substance that can wreak havoc on our endocrine system, leading to a range of health issues. He delves into the science behind sugar's effects, explaining how it causes a rapid spike in blood glucose levels, followed by a crash. This roller coaster of highs and lows can lead to fatigue, irritability, and difficulty concentrating. Over time, it can contribute to the development of conditions like diabetes, heart disease, and even mental health disorders. Dufty doesn't stop at the health implications. He also exposes the sugar industry's efforts to downplay the risks of sugar and promote its consumption. He recounts the sugar industry's attempts to influence scientific research and shape public perception, often using tactics that are eerily similar to those employed by the tobacco industry. He cites examples of sugar being touted as a pure and natural food, despite the fact that the refining process strips it of any nutritional value. He also highlights the industry's efforts to market sugar as an essential source of energy, particularly during wartime, despite evidence suggesting that excessive sugar consumption can impair physical and mental performance. Amidst the bleak picture he paints, Dufty also offers a glimmer of hope. He introduces us to the world of natural healing, a tradition that has been suppressed and marginalized throughout history. He recounts the stories of healers who understood the power of whole foods and the dangers of refined sugar long before modern science caught up. He shares the wisdom of figures like Dr. John W. Tintera, who rediscovered the importance of the endocrine system in maintaining health, and Dr. Nyoichi Sakurazawa, who advocated for a diet based on traditional Japanese principles of yin and yang. These healers emphasize the importance of a balanced diet, one that prioritizes whole, unrefined foods and avoids the pitfalls of sugar-laden processed foods. Dufty's message is clear. We need to rethink our relationship with sugar. He urges us to be more mindful of the foods we consume, to read labels carefully, and to be aware of the hidden sugars that lurk in our diets. He advocates for a return to whole foods, urging us to embrace the natural sweetness of fruits and the complex flavors of whole grains. He also calls for a shift in public policy, advocating for stricter regulations on the sugar industry and greater transparency in food labeling. He believes that by making informed choices and demanding change, we can break free from the grip of the sugar industry and reclaim our health. Thank you for joining me on this journey through the world of sugar. I hope this episode has inspired you to think critically about the foods you consume and to consider the impact they have on your health. Until next time, stay curious, stay informed, and remember, knowledge is power. This has been a BrightLearn video from BrightLearn.ai on the book Sugar Blues by William Dufty. Visit BrightLearn.ai for more fascinating videos like this one, and naturalnews.com for full editorial coverage and breaking news on critical stories that keep you informed and aware of what's really going on.